You guys probably thought I was gone. That is joke's on you. The Honestly Lazy Show will always be here. Even though I might disappear for like a week, maybe two, I will always come back. Because I don't live at the farmhouse anymore, where half the hydro go out. The Honestly Lazy Podcast is here to stay.
After high demand.
Listening to you and Justin, that's a professional podcast right there.
The man with a voice.
He's got a wicked voice on it too. He does. He's got oh my goodness. I listen to his voice. I'm like, dude, you could go places with that voice. You are freaking phenomenal.
Has his own podcast. And what does he think?
Oh,
BoyStick presents the Honestly Lazy Podcast.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta turn my volume. It's your boy Stick coming back at you with another episode of the Honestly Lazy Podcast. Another day, another episode. It feels good to be back. I was gone last week without any notice, without any warning. People at work got mad at me saying, why didn't you upload last week? Few reasons, but mostly I went on another little vacation and honestly, I was like, yeah, you know what? I can extend this mental break for a little bit longer, but I'm back. Don't you worry. I don't go away for too long. I hope you guys are enjoying the podcast. We're on episode 37. When I came back into this podcast, I'm pretty sure I wasn't even on episode 20 yet. We're at episode 37. Can I just say that's an amazing thing for me to accomplish? Because honestly, didn't think I'd make it this far with the podcast. I mean, even when I got back into it, it was a struggle to really podcast. You know, it was hard to think of topics. It was hard to do a lot of shit. And with this new style and stuff, I'm having a lot of fun. And I know I don't get a lot of views on the podcast on YouTube or Spotify. I just, like, it's a sad thing, but it's a good thing. You know, it's, I appreciate even the 20 views, 9 views, 30 views, whatever views I get in an episode. I appreciate everything about the views, and I appreciate that people actually come up and say, hey, you have a podcast. Because that actually did happen the other day. I was out for dinner with some college friends, and I went out for a cigarette, and I smoke when I drink. And these two guys I actually knew from high school, I haven't seen in years, came up to me and said, oh shit, you have a podcast? Yeah, we checked that shit out. No, they could have been lying, but I don't know. It's pretty cool to think about that. You know, some people even know I have this. So, you know, to the people who are watching, subscribe. You know, if you've watched thus far, you're at 37 episodes, might as well subscribe to the YouTube channel and support. Go follow me on Spotify. I'm on Apple Podcasts as well. I'm everywhere. So wherever you listen to your podcast, the Honestly Lazy Podcast is there. And you should definitely support. Follow me on my social medias, all that good stuff. Because I post trailers to the podcast now. And it's pretty cool to see. Or it's pretty fun to do. I get a little trailer. I post on TikTok, BoyStick Clips. And I post that even on Twitter sometimes at the BoyStick channel. And I always post on my Instagram just to post in my story and stuff so people get an idea of the podcast. But if you've made this far, you should just subscribe because why not? You get to look at this ugly mug talk into a microphone for 45 minutes a day, sometimes only a half hour. Depends how interested I am in the topic or if I can keep running my mouth. The people who do like 2-hour podcasts on their own just talking, they're nuts. Bill Burr is fucking nuts. I don't get how you can sit in front of a microphone and talk. But he somehow does it. Now, we do have a few things we're going to talk about today, maybe a random video. I haven't got that far. Like I say, I do the podcast day by day. I take 3 days. I shoot the segments each day to just keep it nice and even, and you know, I'm not shooting something in one night and hating it. I give myself a couple days to talk about each topic. So I do have videos on TikTok and Instagram. I gotta go through them again. There'll probably be a random video, but you know, there's always a few topics that are popping into my head, and let's just get right into them. So I'm sure you guys really saw that the Mr. Beast Squid Games. I mean, over 100 million views. I guarantee you a lot of you who watch me actually saw the Squid Games video, and I just kind of want to talk about the Squid Games video. I know I'm kind of late to this. The video's already been out for a while, but I mean, wow. I didn't think Mr. Beast could really keep outdoing himself, but this Squid Games video is hands down, first of all, one of the most well-produced videos I've ever seen on YouTube, with just the fucking props and like the stage setups and everything. Amazing. Like, this man spent $3.5 million on the set, and it fucking shows how, like, it was amazing. Everything he did, from the bed, from the fucking the sleeping rooms, whatever the fuck they're called, to like the swing, to the big girl for red light, green light. Everything was just over the top. Now, he was teasing this video for a long time. Like, I follow a few things on my BoyStick Instagram where it was just like, every time he posted or talked even a little bit about the Squid Game video that was coming out, it was fucking everywhere. Everybody was waiting to see if he could pull this off. I'm sure, like, I was one of the I feel like there was a lot more people who knew he was going to pull it off than did. I was kind of skeptical. I'm not going to lie. Like, I saw once I started seeing the pictures of the rooms and the setup, I started like, oh shit, this man is like going all out. But at first, when I saw he was going to do a Squid Games thing, I don't know why, but I went straight to like Bryce Hall with a fucking paintball gun, just shooting people, doing red light, green light. And that's even where the first point of where this was already better than everything else. Because when you think of red light, green light, everywhere where people are like, oh, we're imitating the Squid Games, they just fucking paintball gun. All right, you gotta run and you're going to get shot by a paintball. Ooh, like, first one, okay, that's kind of creative. But after you keep seeing everybody doing it, I was like, come on, get more creative. Like, one of the radio shows I listened to in the morning, 102.1 The Edge, actually did their own Squid Games red light, green light with paintballs. But they were doing it for, like, if you made it, you had a chance to flip the coin, heads or tails, and, you know, you could win $2,000. But if you landed on tails, you lost, you didn't get the money. So, kind of a risk-taking thing. And just kind of like I guess any way you did that game, if you didn't win, it'd be fucking terrible. But I mean, like, going from where everybody else had the paintballs, not as many people, Mr. Beast brought 400 people into the Squid Games, and in 22 minutes, somebody won. Amazing, right? I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was going to be a way longer video, especially when I saw, like, how many people are actually going to be playing. I was like, oh, fuck, dude. This is going to be like an hour-long video from Mr. Beast, which is fine. He used to do, like, 10 hours of him just watching SpongeBob saying the same line over and over again. Like, he used to torture himself. So, like, an hour-long video, I was well prepared for. I'm glad that it was length that it was, but I'm getting off topic. Back to the red light, green light. Amazing how he did it. Literally, he fucking won up everybody in every single way from the set. And then if you got out, they had like little sandbag things in their stomach. Not in their stomach, but like behind their shirt. And they blow up so it looked like a gunshot. Like, already won up each other. And he was doing it all on a tablet. He had an app on a fucking tablet where he was just detonating people. And I was just like, holy shit. Like, every way he could one up everybody, he did. And the best way how he won up everybody was the prize. Almost a $500,000 prize for the person who won this competition. And, I mean, throughout the video, he kept doing the weirdest thing. He was just giving out money. At one point in the video, and I'm sorry, right now, spoiler alerts if you haven't seen the video. So he does red light, green light. Like, a lot of people get eliminated. I think it went from 400 to like 200 at that point. But there's like this one point in the video where he's like, if you leave right now, you get $4,000. And a bunch of people leave, and he's like, all right, I'll have you get $4,000. And then, like me, the funny part is with me, I have actually never watched the Squid Games. I wasn't even interested in the first place. You know, I was like, okay, like it looks cool, kind of. Like those type of shows, not really my cup of tea. I'm not even trying to be. I'm just not that interested in them. But like my girlfriend watched it, she loved it. Everybody at work was telling me to watch it. I still haven't watched it. I'll probably watch it later on. But even at this point, probably an amazing show. Not at the top of the list of shows I want to watch. I'm in the middle of watching this new season of Yellowstone, and that's like, it's only once a week, but it's taking up all my time. I don't want to watch anything else. I just want to watch Yellowstone. I might even go back and start rewatching old episodes while I wait for the new episode. So, I mean, my girlfriend had to explain a lot of this shit to me. But, like the everything he did with this was amazing. Like, when he lines everybody up, or when he does the tug of war. Like, he literally, it looks like they were high up. I don't know. I want to see the actual set. He should release, like, a behind the scenes of him building it. I want to see how high up they actually were. Because it looks like they were actually pretty high doing this tug of war. And my girlfriend said he did to a key. I'm sitting there like, holy fuck. Like, look at this. Like, he has, like, the people have a shit ton of foam, obviously. They're not going to fall to their fucking deaths. But I mean, like what? How where do you even start with that? Like fucking carpenters and shit have to come in and figure that out if you have to build it up high to make sure that, like, you know, a piece of wood doesn't snap and they do actually fall to their deaths. And then, I mean, it was just amazing. Like, even the tug of war shit, I was so into the video. And, like, the tug of war set was probably my favorite. No. The jumping on the squares was probably my favorite. But those jumping on jumping onto the squares and you fell to your death, and those two were the most, I would want to say, the most tricky sets to build, and they fucking looked amazing. So, I mean, like, props to Mr. Beast for that right away. And, I mean, even when it comes to the cookie, they have, like, they make them line up, and then they have pickaxes, and they smash this thing, and there's some glass, and it all falls, and that's what you get. That prop alone, I was like, that is so fucking cool. Like, he gets to smash glass, and it all comes down and reveals what they have to make. And I was just like, every little thing this guy did. He spent $3.5 million on this video. And for how young he is, and, like, he's younger than me. I'm 26. He's fucking younger than me. For how young he is and shit, like, this man literally takes every cent he gets from a video and pretty much just thinks to himself, how can I one-up myself and how can I make the videos even better? And honestly, he's the next fucking PewDiePie. He's going to be the biggest YouTuber on YouTube. Like I think he's at like 70 mil. He has a bunch of YouTube channels for a bunch of different languages. Just like this guy, Mr. Beast, has done YouTube fucking perfect, and I can't believe he did it. And everything in this, so like from the maze, that was amazing, to even the cookies. How the fuck did he make that interesting to watch? I don't know, but he did. But watching the musical chairs, I like the people falling more on the squares. That was the most intense. Watching the people like, I'm not taking their step, you guys have to go in front of me and shit. That was intense to watch. I mean, the magical chairs, it's just kind of like, that's when you're like kind of sad because you know the video's ending. But I mean, like, you're sitting there and people are literally like, they're interviewing people saying like, what are you gonna do with the money? I'm giving it to my parents, this is for my family, I'm doing it for this, I'm doing it for that. And then with the marbles, he does the trick where he's like, we've been studying everybody, and we're partnering you up with like your best friend. And watching people literally just sacrifice themselves for their buddy and shit. Oh my god. It was probably the most entertaining video of 2021, and it was right at the end. And I was like, fuck. No video is going to top this video. I mean, nothing ever will. You want to know why? You want to know why this video will be one of the best? For what Squid Game's got, hang on, I gotta look this up. For view wise, in 5 fucking days, Mr. Beast's half-hour video just like got more views than the actual Squid Games themselves. Like, I don't know how, but it's true. He literally got more views. I need to find it. My buddy sent me a link to this. Oh, through Barstool. Go figure. Mr. Beast. So, Mr. Beast Squid Games YouTube video has 112 million views in 4 days. The actual Squid Games Netflix show had 1,100 million views. Whatever. In 30 days. In 4 days, Mr. Beast actually beat the original show in views. In 4 days. And I mean, this video, I watched it the day after it came out, and already it had 67 million views overnight. So that $3.5 million I just put into it, I guarantee you he got back in a day. And now he's gonna literally somehow one-up himself and make a video probably even better than that. We need to wait and see. And to me, to Mr. Beast, take your time, because that fucking last video was amazing. Another shocking thing about the Mr. Beast video, there's like a few things. The setup, amazing video, like 10 out of 10, amazing video. The fact that in 4 days it actually beat the original Squid Game in views. Like, in 4 days, what it took Squid Games in a month. This kid who's younger than me did that. But the most interesting thing out of all things about the Squid Game video is number 067. A cute girl that was seen on the Mr. Beast video gained 100K followers within 5 days because of the video. Like, this is the world we live in, where you find a girl just on a Mr. Beast video and people literally tracked her down. I don't even know if he put her Instagram on the video at some point, but they tracked her down, and through the fucking wormhole of the internet, this girl went from 7K followers to 107K followers on Instagram. I will say one thing. I see this a lot. People saying stop making dumb people famous. And I 100% agree with that. This girl deserves to be famous more than Kashmir Side Girl, the Dumb Island Boys, and Jake Paul more than anything. She worked hard to get. She didn't win. She didn't win this, obviously, but she got really far in the Mr. Beast Squid Games, and I think she deserves the followers more than anybody else. And because of this, she will now turn into every Instagram model. Probably her ego will go through the roof, and she'll think she's better than everybody. And it'd be fun. I just looked at my computer and it literally said Mr. Beast carried her to fame. Literally did. And hopefully her ego doesn't go through the roof for it, because that would be very bad. And I would have to sit here and make fun of her. And I really don't want to do that, but I will. Do not tempt me. Alright, welcome to the random video of the week, part of the segment, or part of the podcast. Whoa, I really don't know how to do this introduction. I'm not good at doing introductions to this segment, but very much at this point, I pick a random video from the internet and I make fun of it, or I talk about it. Today I decided to do two random videos of the week, because honestly, I haven't been able to upload for the past few weeks, so I figured might as well give you a double whammy and you can enjoy both of them. Now, with that being said, I was going to do the Island Boys getting booed, but I cannot stand another fucking thing about the Island Boys. So I don't want to even do their video. Maybe down the road I'll talk about. But for right now, I'm just doing a couple of classics. First one is this one right here. A nice one, a nice and peaceful one of a mom reacting to her child getting a tattoo on the forearm. Now me, as you can tell, I got only forearm tattoos. So this video was satisfying to me to watch the mom freak out. And the back and forth is just hilarious. So I'm just going to play it through real quick. And of course I did that.
You really did not do that. Why the fuck would you do that? What the fuck? Connor, it's below your elbow. Don't you ever want a real job?
I love that first part of this video. She's trying to rub it off and then she says, do you want a real job? I know guys at this point in my life that are covered head to toe in tattoos and make more money than me, probably more money than I'll ever see, and they're covered head to toe in tattoos. It's just the first part of this video that makes it so satisfying is the mom saying, don't you want a real job one day? And she's just living in the past where if you had a tattoo, you're like an outlaw biker. But in reality nowadays, if you have a tattoo, no business gives two shits. Just as long as you don't got a penis tattooed on your forehead, usually they'll hire you. Now face tattoos, probably not. Still avoid face tattoos and neck tattoos, but arms and stuff like this guy's like barely got any tattoos. Looks like he's got three I can see so far. He's gonna be fine in getting a job. All you gotta do, wear a long sleeve to the job interview if you're that paranoid about not getting the job.
I already have a real job.
Good counterpoint.
Oh my god! It's not coming. It is coming out.
Mom is in so much denial. She actually thinks it's coming off. Like, the first thing that makes me wonder is like, okay, look, your kid's already got 2 tattoos on his arms. And you sit there and just think, this one's just a fake to fuck with me. You can literally see that, like, he just got this tattoo or it just healed because his fucking arm hair is still completely shaved. Like, you can tell this is a very fresh tattoo. I'm just going to say my generation, very lazy when it comes to, like, Quinmar is the only not lazy one, but I'm pretty sure Quinmar wouldn't go to the lengths of shaving his arm and putting a fake tattoo on to freak out his mom. He'd probably just put a tattoo on and see what his mom thought.
A seashell? What the hell is a seashell that do?
For Shelby.
Oh, Shelby.
I like this part of the video because it's like, why'd you get a seashell? For Shelby. And then she's like, oh, it's cute. I love it. But I still don't want tattoos.
Oh no. Fuck.
Mom, it's not gonna...
She's like, looking at the, at this point, she's looking at the arm like, is there a different angle? Maybe if I go down and up, this would get rid of this ink. I don't know what the mom's thinking at this point, but it's a real thing. And don't worry, your kid's life is not over because he's got forearm tattoos. Look at me. Okay, I'm a bad example, but your kid didn't ruin their life because he got forearm tattoo.
Come on, Connor.
Gets to the point where she even jumps up and down like, I wish you didn't do this. His body and his choice at this point. I'm sorry, it's just the way she goes.
Right here above.
That's
right
what-
here above.
that's what-
This shit's gotta stop. You're gonna have children someday.
Maybe.
You are gonna have...
I'm more concerned that he's drinking a Bud Light can right there. I'd be more concerned about that. If my kid came home with like a dick tattoo on his head, I'd be upset about that. But if he cracked a Bud Light right in front of me, I'd have to take him out to the garage and beat him senseless. Boy ain't right if he drinks Bud Light.
Sons. Do you want your sons to look like that?
I mean, if they want to look like that.
Bad start to the argument right here. Do you want your sons to look like that? I don't know what the mom was thinking. I'm not really making fun of her. I'm just trying to understand what was going through her head when he came home with these tattoos. Like, it's shocking, yes. Oh, you got tattoos. But, I mean, like, they're there. At that point, you can't even make the kid get rid of it. Like, you know, his body, his choice. And she says, how would you feel if your kids looked like that? Well, if I got tattoos on my forearm and my kids decide to get tattoos on their forearms and I said that's not allowed, well then, Ma, I'd be a hypocrite and I don't want to be that towards my kids. And at that point, I'd have to let them do it. It's just the way it goes in life.
Honey, how did you not react to that?
The best the best dad moment in history about to happen. The wife looks at him. How'd you not react to that? Here's his response.
I did.
What did you do?
I went like, you gotta be kidding me.
And that's all he did, and that's all he can do. Oh, you got a tattoo on your forearm? Yeah. You gotta be kidding me. No. Well, fucking checkmate, son. You got me. I'm just going to say right now to all the parents out there whose kids are starting to get tattoos, my parents were the same way. My parents were trying to talk me out getting my first tattoo, which was this big microphone right up my arm here. The microphone with music got me through in a banner. And it was fucking big. And my parents sat there and said, you can't even give blood. What makes you think you'll sit through a tattoo? They sat there and said, you do realize it's permanent. Do you realize this and that? Now look. Now parents, I get where you're coming from nowadays. The internet is a scary place. And I mean, when there's people like Tekashi 6ix9ine and those stupid Island Boy guys showing off their very bad tattoos, my ad. I'd be scared for my kid what he was going to get for his first tattoo. I would definitely sit down with my kid and be like, look, you really need to think this through before you get it. Don't get a fucking dollar bill sign. Get something. At least the first few, get them to have meaning. Then after that, if you just love the pain and stuff, then fuck it. Just like nothing racist and nothing stupid. Now, if it's creative or you get Charlie Brown tattooed on you, I respect it. But I mean, I'm just here, like, PSA to all the parents. Tattoos do not ruin people's lives. There's people out there that have amazing jobs, that have full sleeves, maybe even a little neck tattoo. I'm against neck tattoos. Don't worry, I'm with you there. But when it all comes down to it, tattoos do not ruin lives. Okay? I was going to make a joke there, but I couldn't think of anything. Alright, we're on our second video for the random video of the week. 2 videos, I know, crazy. This one's just a nice 34-second video. I'm not even sure what to really say about it, but the title of it, the account it's on is Drunk People Doing Things. Great name and a great account. I recommend you go follow it. It has the blue check mark, so it means it's verified. And it just shows a bunch of random drunk people doing random drunk things. Now, me being a weekend drunk myself, these videos are very entertaining to me. And this one really grabbed my eye because I have been very drunk. And I know people who are more wild than me and have been very more drunk than me. But I've never seen anybody, do this. Man falls into his fridge, right? Comes in drunk. I've fallen into my fridge. I've shoved people into my fridge. I've swung punches at people who are up against my fridge. But I've never fallen into my fridge and then done this. Grab the motherfucker. Make a heroic warrior scream. And then throw it on my countertop and then go pass out on the couch. It's just something, I don't know. It doesn't really make sense to me. It's something that I wouldn't really want to do because that's a big cleanup in the morning. But this man not only does it and goes and lie down on the couch, he does it with a warrior scream and with just a little bit of grace while he does it. Just a nice, like, one motion. There wasn't like a 2-motion thing. He just falls into it, grabs it, and just nice big lean and warrior scream. I mean, if anything, it's ingenious. In the morning, it's like the bacon and eggs are already on the table. Now you have to cook them still, but the caption in this video, by the way, is called Roommate of the Year. Just a very drunk man who... I would fucking hate to be that man in the morning when the roommate came out. I guarantee you this video stopped and the roommate came out and reamed this man out. For all we know, you'll see the roommate come around the corner. Or maybe the roommate's out for the night. You don't know. But I mean, like, this is like, you know, people say shit went from 0 to 100 real quick. This is the video that would describe 0 to 100 real quick. Bumps into the fridge and instantly decides, fuck it, I want a midnight snack. I'm too drunk to open the door though. And then he just realized I blocked the door and then just goes to bed. Literally, that's a future me's problem. Now look, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, if you're going to drink responsibly. If you're going to drink, don't fuck up your fridge. That's a big mess, and you just probably fucked up a lot of your food that you worked hard to buy. These have been your random videos of the week.
The Honestly Lazy Podcast.
In 2 years, I haven't been to a concert at all. Not at all. Because of COVID, I haven't been able to go to a concert, which has been kind of driving me nuts. I love concerts. I'm a huge concert goer. I've been to a lot of concerts, and I was planning on going a lot more, but of course, thank you, COVID, you fucked me. So for 2 years, I haven't been to a concert. And the past week, I didn't only just go to one concert, I went to 2 concerts. And both of them were kind of special to me in 2 kind of different ways. And I'm going to talk about them a little bit, just to kind of finish off this podcast, you know, talking to everybody in the community, you know, just being a podcaster, just rambling on. That's what us podcasters do, apparently, right? So, yeah, these 2 concerts I just went to were kind of meaningful to me in 2 very different ways. To start it all off, my buddy Trevor, he's part of the band Excuses. I've been to their shows quite a few times, and over COVID, his band Excuses got signed. Finally. I've been saying to these guys, I think I've seen them 3 times before this concert, and from the first time I saw them. Now, granted, I've only been sober to one of their shows every time, including this last time. I was pretty fucked up, but doesn't change the intensity and how good the show is. Straight from the get-go, the first time I saw them, I had low expectations on Excuses. I mean, like, they're a punk band, and I mean, like, Green Day is a band I do listen to. Is my hat not straight? Oh, I don't think it is. Like Green Day is really the only band I don't know. I probably listen to other ones that are punk, but like Green Day's the only one I can really think of. And I mean, Green Day's like mainstream punk music, and I mean, American Idiot's the only one I really like, and Dookie. Besides that, they're shit, in my opinion. Well, no, they're not shit. They still make decent songs here and there, but like since American Idiot, they've never been able to beat that, and it shows. So with Excuses, the first time seeing them, I decided, you know what, I'm going to get extremely drunk. And then I'm going to go see this band. I succeeded in my plan. And I got very, very drunk. Like, I don't know how I even got into the show drunk. And they did actually have a music video, and it's not up anymore. But there was a music video of the show I was at. It was Catch Me If You Can, I think the song was called. And for like 3 seconds, you see me trying to start a 3-person mosh pit. That's how drunk I was. A 3-person mosh pit. But the first time I saw him, I walked out there, ears ringing, voice fucking pooched, and I was like, yep, okay. Everything I thought negative about these guys just fucking went down the drain. They were amazing. And each time I see these guys, they somehow one-up themselves every single time. And when COVID happened, I was kind of like, oh, fuck, what are they going to do? Like, they're still not signed. And I was like, uh-oh, hopefully COVID doesn't really fuck them. But over COVID, Trevor actually came over to my old place for, it was like the first time he was meeting my girlfriend, him and Marley, his girlfriend that I went to college with. And he told me, like, man, we got signed. And I was like, oh my fucking god. And I was amped. I was like, let's fucking go. You got signed. I'm pretty sure I got him really drunk that day to celebrate. And ever since, I was like, oh my god, I need to get to one of their shows now, man. They got signed. And I knew, like, yo, if these guys get signed, their shows are going to get fucking, like, nuts. Like, just the environment's going to be electrifying. And they had a show in Kingston while I was up in Niagara, so I didn't get to go. It was really upsetting. I actually really did want to go, and like my friends were sending me videos of them, and I was like, fuck, I want to be there. But they had a show in Oshawa right after, like a few weeks after, I think. No, it was a week after. Yeah, they had a show in Oshawa a week after. And I was like, let's fucking go. I'm pumped. And I mean, it's always fun when excuses come to Oshawa, because all the college friends usually get together and we all go out for dinner, we have drinks, and then we go to the show, and it's just a fun experience all together. Like, I always have fun at an excuses show. This first one back, though, was a totally different experience, and not in any way, but the bands that played that night were like, there was 3 bands, including Excuses, and they were all totally different from each other. Besides Excuses, there was a band called Judgment, and the one before them, I forget their name. Oh, they're gonna hate me. This could be a free shout out, but I can't think of their name. And I know I should have looked them up before I did this, but I don't work like that. But I mean, they were all different, literally all different types of styles bands. So the first band was a 2-piece 12-string guitar band. Like, the guitarist, or the lead singer was the guitarist. And I was like, okay, Stone Temple Pilots to me. Like, they sounded good. I actually really liked them. And, they were livening up the crowd a little bit. And I think they had a half-hour set. And at that point, they finish, and Trevor comes out. We go out for a smoke to talk and to also just catch up, because I haven't seen him for a while. And he's just like, holy fuck, man, like, I'm amped, like, this is gonna be a good set, you're gonna like it. And I was like, who's this next band coming on? He's like, Judgment, they're pop punk. So I go back in there. I don't know what pop punk is. This was like an Alexa on Fire type style band. I actually caught one of their drumsticks. That was pretty cool, catching one of their drumsticks. And I caught one of their it's out there. It's in my fucking dining room. I just caught the drumstick. No one caught it. I was like, well, I'm not gonna be the dick. So I pick it up and I got the drumstick. I was like, yeah, that band was alright. But I mean, it was like Alexa on Fire. There was a guy who screamed, and then there was a guy who sang in the background like Dallas Green. Still, they were good too. I really did actually enjoy their set. I wasn't a big fan of the music, but like watching them on stage, I watched them, and all I thought was like, those guys are having the fucking time of their life, and no one should take this away from them. So I was headbanging, I was joining in with the crowd, and it wasn't my type of music, but I was like, man, if these guys are gonna have this much fun on stage, like, you could just see it in their eyes, and it wasn't my type of music, but I was like, man, if these guys are gonna have this much fun on stage, like, you could just see it in their eyes, and it wasn't my type of music, but I was like, man, if these guys are gonna have this much fun on stage, like, you could just see it in their eyes, and it wasn't my type of music, but I was like, man, if these guys are gonna have this much fun on stage, like, you could just see it in their eyes, and it wasn't my type of music, but I was like, man, if these guys are gonna have this much fun on stage, like, you could just see it in their eyes, and it wasn't my type of music, but I was like, man, if these guys are gonna have this much fun on stage, like, you could just see it in their eyes, and it wasn't my type of music, but I was like, man, if these guys are gonna have this much fun on stage, like, you could just see it in their eyes, and it wasn't my type of music, but I was like, man, if these guys are gonna have this much fun on stage, like, you I'm not fucking ruining this by being a standstill or like this close to the stage and being like, no, I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to sit here and just slightly nod my head. I fucking went in. I showed the band my support. After all three bands were done, I went up and told them you guys did good. Told all the bands they did good. But it was like when Judgment was done, it was like fucking. I was like excitedly like tense. I was like, oh fuck, here we go. It's been 2 years since I've seen these guys. They were actually my second last show before COVID happened. They were my second last show, was Excuses. And it was like in the back of this fucking bar, like maybe 20 people. An amazing show, just tiny crowd, everybody headbanging. And it was like they're fans. Like it was just literally fans there to see them. It was great. Same here, man. A lot of people were there that I was seeing. They were there to see Excuses. Now, obviously, they didn't sell out the Baltimore. It's the old Oshawa Music Hall. But it was fucking packed in there. It was decently packed. And that was the first thing I was like, oh yeah, that's awesome. A bunch of people came to the show. The second good thing about the show is that I knew a bunch of people that were at the show, so we're all jamming out with each other, like just having the time of our lives while these guys play. And the third thing was watching Excuses, first time back, and you could just see them. I kept looking at Trevor, and he was non-stop smiling. They covered Green Day and they covered Nirvana, and then they played all their new songs. An amazing set list, like an amazing environment. I'm telling everybody, if you have a chance to go see Excuses, go see them and go, like, you know, they come out and talk to everybody afterwards. Great guys, like, you know, very welcoming. They love seeing everybody. They love performing, and like, their next show is in Toronto. I think it's December 12th or something like that. I think it's their single release party. So if you guys want to go see them, that would be the time to see them. I think the first time I saw them, it was a single release party, and that shit was fucking popping. It was awesome. Great people, great band, and great night. The other band I saw was USS. Me and my girlfriend drove out to Kingston on Thursday night and decided to go see USS. We had the tickets already, and this was a bittersweet concert for me because I've seen USS 2 times before now, and this was officially the final time I would ever see USS, because this was their farewell tour. Now this was a way different kind of vibe than the Excuses show, in a way of, there was a lot of fucking frat boys there, because it's in Kingston, like Queen's University is there. So it was a different type of environment, and the second thing was, I was completely sober the whole night. And someone said to me, like, why'd you go sober? Why didn't you get drunk? And I was like, the first time I ever saw USS, I was sober. I was like, might as well the last time I ever see USS, I'm going to be sober again. It's sad. I wish I could say if you have a chance, go see them. If they have a reunion, definitely go see USS as well. Those guys, it's just a TJ, a drummer, and a guitar player. And it's very rare I see bands like that can keep a crowd hype for like an hour and a half, and that's what they did. I mean, their songs, the way I describe their songs, it's like a country song. You know, you have a verse, a chorus, another verse, and then a little bit of something, and then the chorus over and over again, then the song ends. But unlike a country song, like these new country songs, they keep you fucking just thriving and just keep you like going. Like the song ends and you're sitting there just like, come on, we need another one. And they barely talk, they just fucking play. It was weird at the end though. They just kind of abruptly finished. There was no really goodbyes or anything. They just kind of like said thank you and they walked off stage and the lights came up. It was kind of like, My girlfriend thinks they were supposed to play another song, but they decided not to, which you never know. But the venue was weird. The one thing that pissed me off about the venue they played in Kingston, I went up to just grab a pint to drink while the show played, and I sat there for literally a half hour to 45 minutes. I didn't get served, and not only that, the bartenders literally, I'm sitting there and they'd look at me and just serve everybody around me and the guy next to me, and we didn't say anything. We just kept our mouths shut. We just kind of sat there like, yep, and they just never served us, so I just walked away. I really needed water too. I was really thirsty, and I could have got dehydrated. They could have killed me, is what I'm saying. Another weird thing was there was just a big fucking plane in the roof of the ale house. That's what the place was called, the ale house in Kingston. And there's just a fucking giant plane just in the ceiling, and you're just like, why the fuck is that there? It was really, it didn't have a venue vibe. It really just kind of had a bar vibe. And I don't know. It was, like I said, it was a bittersweet. Good show. I really did enjoy the show. The Human Kebab, the guy who DJs, can keep that fucking crowd hype. They even sang a little bit of Wheat Kings for Tragically Hip because they were in Kingston. It was a good show. And I would just like to say cheers to USS. Since 2005 they've been playing, and it sucks to see them go, but they have the reasons, and I won't question them. I will just say you guys are awesome, and you guys were an amazing band throughout all the years, and I will miss you very much. That's Excuses concert in USS. Excuses don't break up. And that will do it for this week on the Honestly Lazy podcast. Yes, it is the end of the episode. I know it's a sad thing. I'm sure you all enjoy every episode of the Honestly Lazy podcast as I sit here and play with my mic very unprofessional like. It's okay. I will. If you like this, please leave a like and subscribe to the fucking channel. We're almost to 40 episodes. Not really sure in the new year. There will be some decent changes probably to the podcast. Again, it's weird. I didn't know podcasts had seasons, so I guess this is season 2 once the radio idea of making it like a morning radio show kind of started happening. So that will there'll be some changes in the new year. And I'll probably have the co-host coming on in the new year. I'm excited about that. I need to give him a shout, actually. But a lot more things coming. I'm sorry I wasn't here last week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Mr. Beast is the fucking man. You gotta go see Excuses. Make sure to follow me on all the social medias. Go follow me on Spotify. I got ideas brewing. Like, I got so much shit I want to do with this podcast. I want to get a website going. I want to get a bunch of stuff going, but it costs money, so it's going to take a little bit. I need to be like, the big thing is when it comes to expanding this podcast like I want to, is I don't want to spend a shit ton of money and it fucking goes down the drain and no one listens to it anyways. I mean, it's one thing if I had a little bit of a following, but right now I don't have the following that I'd like to start doing these bigger leaps, like a website, like different types of merch. I am going to get the merch going. I'm excited for that. There's going to be new segments in the new year. There's going to be a bunch of stuff happening. Make sure you're here, man, because I'm having a lot of fun doing this. Why wouldn't I? It's the radio show with swearing where you don't have to pay subscription fee like on SiriusXM. Ooh, I like that. It's like the Howard Stern show but for free, even though you can watch his shit on YouTube. Every podcast is the same. I just got into listening to podcasts. I listen to them while I'm gaming because I learned, believe it or not, that I cannot listen to music while I'm gaming. It just doesn't work. I fuck up. I get angry. I sometimes do. Like sometimes I'm like, I'll just suck and I'll fucking play. But I've been getting into podcasts. If I could recommend any to you, Quinn Marr just came out with his podcast, Quinn Marr's Show. That's something to check out. He's a good buddy. Like, you know, he supports the living shit out of this podcast, so I gotta support the living shit out of him and his podcast. His podcast is pretty much bringing people, YouTubers, small businesses, and them talking about their businesses, talking about their success and all that type of stuff. Hopefully he has me on, but if he doesn't, I totally get it. I'm not a fucking big YouTuber, and you know, I upload, but you know. I've also been listening to the Artie Lang Halfway House. I've loved Artie Lang since Howard Stern, and I like his podcast is perfect for him. This is the first one. Like I watched him on Joe Rogan, like when he fucking had a nose bone. It wasn't that good. Artie Lang was fucking out of it. Very unhealthy. It appears he's a lot more into his zone. So that's another one. If you like Howard Stern type stuff, or you just like fucked up stories, check out Artie Lang, Halfway House. And I've been watching Theo Vaughn's podcast. Just those have been the ones I'm watching. If you have a podcast for me, send it. I'll check out anybody's podcast. I mean, there's something I enjoy. Other ones I could give shout outs to, Mike's and Beers and The Hotter Show are good ones. I'm still waiting on Warm Beer. The Warm Beer podcast come back. There's a bunch of them. So, yeah. If you got any podcasts, send them to me. And, what was I going to say? I do not know. But that'll do it for this week on the podcast. So, I mean, you know, if you like it, like, subscribe, leave comments, leave feedback. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. Those are the ones I'm most active on. And if you follow me on all those, you get little trailers of every episode before they come out, or right when they come out, so you get a glimpse of what's going to be happening throughout the episode. And that will do it. So until next time, is your boy Stick, and I hope you all had a good week. I'll see you next Friday, as long as I don't get as long as I don't have reasons not to be on the podcast. See ya.
Honestly Lazy Podcast.